Someone asked, is the DM supposed to hurt the DF? But actually they wrote, is the DF supposed to hurt the DF? And of course, it's no random mistake, and I'm going to explain why. So whenever your DM is saying something and doing something, and you feel hurt, and you feel so much pain, and you can't let go of that pain, and you keep blaming your DM, is because they're doing and their words have triggered, they have activated a wound within yourself, and therefore activated a limiting belief that is attached to this wound. They haven't given you that pain. You are not a victim of this situation. The wound and the limiting belief were already within yourself. They were just dormant. And their action, their words have triggered the opening of the wound and activated the limiting belief. It's like in your body. If you have an open wound, it's painful. It's exactly the same. Okay? Now, if you can't let go of that pain, that means you are hanging on to it and you keep blaming your DM, it's because the limiting belief needs to be transmuted. I'm going to give you an example on how to do that. Let's say your DM is going with a karmic, a third-party energy person, which happens a lot on the twin flame journey and is a very difficult, challenging, painful situation to work through. Okay? So your initial reaction would be, they betrayed me, right? And you're going to go through a range of emotion. Now, at that very moment, you need to flip the script and ask yourself why this is happening and what is it trying to show you about yourself that you are not aware of. That is the most important phrase that you are going to use on your journey, and the sooner the better. Is every time your DM is doing something or saying something and you feel pain and you can't let go of that pain, ask yourself why this is happening and why is it trying to show you about yourself that you are not aware of. Okay? So initially, in this case, you're going to say, they betrayed me. And then you're going to flip the script. And you're going to ask yourself that question about yourself. And you're going to ask yourself that question of, how does that make you feel? And you're going to say probably, I feel betrayed, I feel humiliated, I feel not seen, not wanted, I feel invisible, I feel rejected, abandoned. So all these words that are going to come out, they're always going to fall into the following wounds: the wound of abandonment, the wound of rejection, of humiliation, of injustice, of betrayal. Okay? Now, once you know the wound that is being activated, that is open, right? You need to go and find out what is the limiting belief attached to those wounds. A limiting belief is something that you believe to be true, but that is working against you, but you think is working for you. But you are not aware of that. So in this case, in this example, they betray you, you feel betrayed. Now, the limiting belief is always going to be, I believe that I can be betrayed by the person that I love in a loving relationship. Okay? So now, knowing the belief is not enough. You need to understand why you keep believing this, even if it's not serving you. So you have to understand what happened to you and what were the circumstances that made you believe that made you accept that for a loving relationship, right? So that's where you want to tap into your other timelines, past lives. And if you can do it yourself, then do it. If you can't, get a practitioner that has access to the quantum field, to other timelines, to past lives. So when you tap into those relevant timelines, you'll be able to understand what happened and why you keep believing in this belief, even though it's limiting you, and then what you can do to change that, right? That is the transmutation, the alchemization that you are going to do while you are tapping into those timelines. And therefore, you are rewriting it, you are changing it in those timelines. So in the present, you don't carry this limiting belief within yourself any longer. Okay, that is the work. And with this deep work that you are going to start doing on your journey, you are going to understand and realize that all limiting belief, that is the belief that someone that you love can betray you or can abandon you or can reject you, can humiliate you, all of those wounds and the limiting beliefs attached to that, you're going to come to realization that for you to believe in that, you first believe that you have to betray yourself in order to be in a loving relationship, that you have to reject yourself in order to be in a loving relationship. You have to abandon yourself, that you can only have a loving relationship in those conditions. And that's what you're going to come to realize. And that's why when I say the person made a mistake about is the DF supposed to hurt the DF, is actually relevant in a way that all the pain that you are feeling is self-inflicted pain in some ways, because you have the limiting beliefs within yourself first. Any betrayal is self-betrayal to start with. Any rejection is self-rejection first. It's things that you are willing to accept in order to have something. And in this case, it's always in a loving relationship, right? And the realization is not about self-blaming and beating yourself up about it. It's really about accepting how this process works, how your transformation works, and the first and foremost purpose of the twin flame connection is there to serve your transformation. Okay, your DM is your mirror. So if you go and stand in front of your DM, it's like standing in front of a mirror. Who you're going to see in the reflection is you, only you, no one else. So you have to come to accept that, and the sooner you accept that, the more understanding you're going to have to navigate this journey and to have at some point permanent, long-lasting relief on this journey. So flip the script as soon as you can, that everything that your DM is saying or is doing is not there to hurt you, is really there to help you see the hurt that you're doing to yourself, from yourself, by you, but you have the opportunity to transform that, to change that. And that's what the twin flame connection and journey is all about.